Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. We've got baseball on the show. It's the Texas Rangers and the Toronto Blue Jays. With my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. And singing the big bat in the lineup so far this year, Nate Walker leads the team in OPS, so he's the guy that looks to slug and basically make things happen for them offensively.
Just a machine in terms of production at the plate. He'll take his walks, he'll barrel up the baseball, he'll hit the ball in the gaps, he'll hit the ball over the fence. So talk about a guy going good. That's him right now, and he's a bat that you want to stay away from if you're the pitcher.
First pitch coming your way next. Just about to get underway. Our starter in this one, Kevin Gausman.
He's had his ups and downs in his career as his ERA is just over 4, but this is a guy that's not afraid. He's going to take the ball, he's going to go out there and give it his best.
All right, ready to get underway. And now here's the veteran DH, Michael Young. Kicks and fires. Well, the Blue Jays have seemed to go all in on players with MLB dads. What about those advantages, guys that have been around the clubhouse a lot?
They are not afraid. Being in an intense game, 40,000, 50,000 people screaming. That's like being in the backyard for these guys that have grown up with the big league dad coming to the ballpark all the time. So they're very comfortable in this environment.
Now the tag at second, and he's out, trying for 2. Here's Nathaniel Lowe. One down, base is empty. The 2-2. Stays alive. In the air, out towards right center. Green on the move to the alley. He's got it, and there's 2 away. And now we take a look at the Rangers lineup. They're facing a guy today who is a strike thrower. Doesn't issue a lot of walks, so they're going to have to work hard to generate base runners.
And when you've got a strike thrower like this guy on the mound, you can't be overly patient as a hitter because the umpire is generally going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So you got to go up there, understand what's in his repertoire, be aggressive in what you can handle. And you get 3 swings, why not take all 3 of them? With his control and command, he's going to be in the strike zone.
Tapped out in front of the plate. Whips it to first on the run. Rangers go down in order. Nothing doing for the Rangers. Now the Blue Jays will get their chance. No score. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Bottom of the first. And our pitcher tonight, John Gray. What do you have on him, Singy?
Yeah, his ERA last year was a little worse than average, so definitely be looking for better results this season. You know, one of the keys is just being able to have a consistent delivery and to be able to repeat that delivery so you can hit the spots that you want to hit and have a higher chance of being successful.
Bottom of the first. And now for the Jays, Paul Molitor. Ground ball left side. One gone, bottom half of the first. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays. Santiago Espinal next up for the Blue Jays. The 3-1. And a strike.
We got a full count.
Center field. Garcia moving under it. Puts it away for the out.
Batting third, the catcher, Matt Meyer.
2 outs, base is empty. Matt Meyer next up for the Blue Jays. Singy, you can't ask for anything more. This guy checks all the boxes offensively.
He's the ultimate professional, and it doesn't just start at game time. It starts in the afternoon, the way he prepares and gets ready for the ball game. I tell you what, his teammates feed off of the leadership that he shows on and off the field.
And a pitch. And now the count is even. Just off the inside edge.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. But that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
Righty to the plate. Rolled over to third. Sends it to first. Out with room to spare, and that's the inning. Blue Jays go down in order. We played an inning, no score. Back here at Rogers Center, second inning set to go. And now the right fielder, Nelson Cruz. Tapped on the ground softly to short. Fires to first on the run. And quickly one away in the second.
That is it. The catcher, Ivan Rodriguez.
And now the veteran catcher, Pudge Rodriguez. He might just be the best hitting catcher in the game today.
Well, Boog, he's so valuable, does a good job behind the plate, but offensively, he's a middle of the order type of bat, especially when you talk about catchers, and their number one job is to handle the pitching staff and prevent runs. This guy is able to add runs by producing them.
Here's the tag, and he's out.
The third baseman, number 13, Brad Miller.
2 outs, base is empty. And now the veteran third baseman, Brad Miller. Here comes a pitch. Swings and misses. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Second inning here, no score. Got him. And that will end the inning. Rangers go down quickly there. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Back now in Toronto. We head to the bottom of the second. Now here is Carlos Delgado. The pitch. Good plate appearance there. Able to take the walk.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted him first base with a quick free pass.
And next for Toronto, Sean Green, a guy who makes an impact not just at the plate but also in the field. Down front, pulls that one foul. Now it's 3-2.
A little early on that fastball. I'm sure the pitcher taking a note. Look for an off-speed pitch on this next one.
And the right-hander deals. Got him. And that's the first out.
This guy will throw any pitch in any count. 3-2. He goes off speed, gets the out.
Batting sixth, the left fielder, Joe Carter.
Here's the veteran outfielder, Joe Carter. Drilled to center. That's way back. And you can't forget it. Home run. This place is absolutely loving it. The Blue Jays on the board first. It's 2-0.
For a pitcher, the odds are in your favor if you keep that breaking ball down. That time, he got punished for it. Hitter just did a really good job of staying within himself and getting the barrel to the baseball.
So 1 out, nobody on. And here's the veteran outfielder, George Springer. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2. Swing and a miss. The velocity blasted it right past him. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Designated hitter, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
And a pitch. And he chases that one. That's the inning. The Jays get a pair on this homer. It's now a 2-0 ball game. And welcome back. Here's the center fielder, Adolis Garcia. (3-1) and he couldn't come up with it.
And he reluctantly takes his walk.
Here's Marcus Semien. Good power, not great in the OBP department. Next offering is in for a strike. Garcia on at first, nobody out. Got him swinging, and 1 out now.
Boog gets talked about a lot, but a good high fastball in a 2-strike situation, it's just become such a problem for hitters in more recent years. I mean, with all of the emphasis by pitchers on developing that spin rate, having a good grip on the baseball, those high fastballs, they kind of look like to the hitter that they're rising, even though they're not, but they're not decreasing in velocity and spin rate, so very difficult to get the barrel on it.
Here's Nick Solak.
2-1's the count.
And it is 2-1. Tying run at the plate. Way outside. And now 3-1. The pitch. And a foul ball. And there's a foul ball. Grounder might be 2. Takes it himself for 1. Double play. And that'll do it for the inning. Welcome back. Now it's the shortstop, Bo Bichette. Bounce to the right. Semien picks it up, tosses to first, and Bichette is retired.
Now batting, third baseman, Paul Molitor.
Back to the top of the lineup, Paul Molitor next up for the Blue Jays.
When he steps into the batter's box, the comfort level looks so high. It doesn't matter what kind of delivery that pitcher has, what kind of velocity, what kind of secondary stuff. He is so settled in there. He owns the home plate area. Definitely not going to make his highlight tape.
Next offering misses. 2-2.
2-2.
The pitch. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. And now 2 gone.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
2 outs, base is empty. Santiago Espinal next up for the Blue Jays. And here it comes. Bounced up the middle. Simeon collects on the run. Throw to first. And the Blue Jays go down 1-2-3. Nothing doing for the Blue Jays. They're up 2-0. Back here at the ballpark, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the 4th, Michael Young. At the belt and fires. That misses the zone. Now 2 balls and a strike. And downstairs.
Now in this 3-ball count, down in the ball game, you've got to be very selective. Take your walk if they'll give it to you.
And now a full count.
Got a full count.
The pitch. That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
Oh, very close with the location right there. It's just tough to get rewarded on the call with pitches near the top of the strike zone.
Nathaniel Lowe digs in now. 0 for 1 so far. Ball to strike. Good eye in that spot. Righty delivers. Swing and a pop-up. Bichette makes the catch. 1 down.
The batter, number 8, shortstop, Nate Walker.
And now the shortstop, Nate Walker.
This kid is so special.
He's a shortstop by trade and big-time power. And there's ball 4.
Take your base.
He's making things difficult for himself right now out there on the mound, but you know his confidence should still be high enough to get out of this, but he's going to have to buckle down right here.
So now it's the 4-hole hitter, Nelson Cruz. He's 0 for 1. And a 1-1. Green on a dead sprint, racing back. Two on, 1 out. Double play ball to second. Espinal. Off balance feed. There's 1. Not in time at first. It's a fielder's choice.
Tough play right there. Didn't really have enough time to set his feet and make a strong, accurate throw. Had to rush it, but he got it off and he got it there in time to get that out at second base.
Pudge Rodriguez stepping in for the Rangers. 2 on, 2 outs. There's a strike.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
And a pop-up right side, foul territory. Makes the play, and it's out number 3. Rangers leave a pair. They trail things here 2-0. Bottom of the fourth. Here's the power hitting catcher, Matt Meyer. And this is a guy that doesn't just impact the game defensively. They count on him to deliver offense.
He's the first guy at the ballpark. He's got to study opposing hitters. He's got to get familiar with his starting pitcher for that night. And he's getting in the cage to take his swings. That's a whole lot, and so many times goes unnoticed.
Puts it in the air out towards left center, and it's into the gap. So a man on base to start the inning.
Really nice job, a two-strike hitting in that at-bat. That ball right there landed in what they call a no-man's land, meaning it's not really a spot on the field where you can expect anyone to get to it easily. I mean, it's a tough play going back for the shortstop, but also for the outfielders trying to come in. They got to go a long way as well. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
In the dirt, blocked. Runner holds tight as the count moves to 2-2. And the righty deals. And down on strikes he goes. One away.
Oh, really went aggressive in with that slider. Good two-strike pitch right there. At worst case scenario, it's weak contact in play. Exactly where he and the catcher wanted it.
Sean Green next up for the Blue Jays. And what a two-way player. Not just offensively, but as good a defensive outfielder as there is in the game. Right field down the line, and that one slices foul. And he deals. First offering, runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw, see, punch too late with the toss.
Now batting, left fielder, Joe.
Now the left fielder, Joe Carter. And a swing and a line drive at a right field and a base hit. The throw's offline. He's safe. It's 3-0.
Well, that was a great job of letting that runner steal second base, get into scoring position, come through with the base knock. You add a run.
And it'll be George Springer to step to the plate. Here's a 1-1. Swing and a tapper that rolls foul. Gray a move to first. Carter dives back in safely. The 1-2. Ripped, but it curls foul. Right-hander kicks, deals, and a swing and a miss, and that's that. But the RBI single pushes across a run. It's now 3-0. Back here at Rogers Center, now the third baseman, Brad Miller. And a pitch. And he chases that one below the zone.
Filthy changeup right there. Just pulled the string.
The pitch. And a foul ball. He stays alive. One and two here. And there's a ball. And down on strikes. And there's one away. Next up for Texas, Adolis Garcia.
Adolis Garcia.
Next one just misses. And it's 2-2. Movement in the bullpen. Trevor Richards appears to be getting loose. Meza getting cranked up as well. Kicks and deals. That one found hard the other way. Next pitch just misses. 3-2 now. Swing and a ball hammered left field. Back there. Pulls it in on the warning track.
Now batting, second baseman, Marcus Semien.
2 outs, base is empty. And here is Marcus Semien. Went down on strikes his first time through. 2 outs. Swing and a ball popped up. Bichette makes the catch, and that'll do it. 1, 2, 3, go the Rangers. They trail it here 3-0. Bottom of the inning, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now. And a pitch. That clips the corner.
1-2.
And a 1-2. Oh, this ball is crushed into left field. It's on its way and gone. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. goes deep. His first homer of the year, and they boost their lead. It's 4-0.
He's so good at getting his arms extended, and that's exactly what he did right there. You don't typically want to pull a pitch in that part of the plate, but he doesn't allow his wrist to roll over, stays through the ball, gets the loft, and gets the home run.
Bo Bichette up to the dish. Next offering is in for a strike.
Oh, you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run, go back to work, focus on this next batter.
Next pitch way upstairs. And here it comes. Stays alive. The 2-2. Lifted in the air, right field. Cruz drifts towards it. Makes the grab, one away.
Now batting, the third baseman, Paul.
Back to the leadoff spot in the Blue Jays lineup. So up next for Toronto, Paul Molitor. Base hit, left center field.
Off the bat, it was headed for the gap all the way, and as a hitter, you love seeing those as you take your first couple of steps out of the box. You know you got some real estate to run on. It's such a good feeling. Nice liner into the gap right there.
So out of the bullpen for the Rangers, John King. This is his 5th appearance of the year.
Well, at this point of the ball game, we're talking about middle innings, and you need a little length out of this arm coming out of the bullpen. We'll see just how many outs he's able to give his skipper.
Santiago Espinal next up for the Blue Jays.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Runner takes off. Out towards right center field. And there's a hit. The throw in. And that's the second out of the inning on the force play.
Wow, this is one of those plays that happens sometimes, but it never really should. It seems like he just got a bad read on the ball, and the good throw from the outfield was perfect to get the out.
Man at first, Matt Meyer will hit next. Here comes a pitch.
Ball.
Now a blast to left center, way back there, on its way, out of here. A two-run homer, and they add a pair. It's 6-0.
Knew what pitch he wanted to hit, spit on some other pitches in this at bat, was very patient, and it paid off.
And now the Toronto cleanup hitter, Carlos Delgado. A strikeout and a walk. Left-hand hitter waits.
2-2.
That one the other way and makes the play, and that's out number 3. But the long ball was working in this inning. Not once, but twice. It's now a 6-0 ball game. And welcome back. All right, we go to the top half of inning number 6. And now here's a speed threat. Outfielder Nick Solak. This to third. Molitor handles the chance. Throw off line. He's safe. And a nice job there to keep it from getting away.
Well, it's been a struggle on offense for them in this one, so maybe that wakes them up a little bit. You know, an error can certainly give the opposing lineup something to get excited about. You got somebody on base, so we'll see if they can make something of it.
So the Rangers batting order turns over. Up next for the Rangers, Michael Young. Good contact guy, good defender. On the ground, could be 2. Over to Bichette. Relay to first, double play. They've got a potent lineup, and when you think about teams capable of rallying from this kind of deficit, they're right at the top of the list. Nathaniel Lowe up to hit. Next one misses. 2 balls and a strike. Bullpen activity starting up now. Julian Merriweather, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Kicks and fires. That's towards center, and that is Springer. Makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Make it 6 shutout innings for him out there now. We go to the bottom half of inning number 6, and the 5, 6, 7 slots due up. It's the Blue Jays 6 and the Rangers. Bottom of the 6th inning. Now it's the right fielder, Sean Green. Next offering clips the zone, count even at 2. Hard hit, left field, base hit. And that's going to roll to the wall. Into second easily with a leadoff double.
Really stayed inside that baseball to send it to the opposite field. With the shift onto the pull side, that's an easy knock if you'll take it.
Joe Carter next up for the Blue Jays. Man at second.
That's the ball.
Green leads off second with nobody out. And that's ball four.
Take your base.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
The center fielder, number 4.
Here's George Springer, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. The pitch. Rolled to short. Possible 2-ball. Off balance speed. There's one. A sensational double play.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
So now here's the DH, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Three-one is on the way. To the right side, Simeon gloves it, gets it to first, and Guerrero is set down. Inning over. One left for Toronto. They lead it, though, 6-0. Top of inning number 7. Now at the plate, Nate Walker. Pretty amazing athlete this guy is. Power and speed, quite a threat. I mean, you're talking about someone that could steal you a bag and go deep. Bo Jackson, anyone? And a base hit into right center field. Around first, digging for 2. And he's there with a leadoff double.
A little more backspin on that instead of the top spin. And he's jogging around the bases rather than pulling up at second.
Cruz.
Stepping in, the long ball threat, Nelson Cruz. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
He's like Mike Trout. You figure whatever you put in his hand, whether it's a bat, whether it's a golf club, whether it's a basketball, he can do it and get it done. And a rare talent, so much fun to watch.
And the right-hander deals. The punch out there. Not what you're looking for after the leadoff double. A strikeout, and there's one away.
Well, big power guy right there and generating so much bat speed. It's hard to bring that to a halt once you've committed. He tried to check the swing, just couldn't do it.
The 1-1.
Ball, that's high.
One out and a runner at second. Next offering is downstairs. And the right-hander's 3-1. And fouled off. Three-two now. Base hit center field. Walker coming home. He'll score. It's 6-1.
Well done. Drives in the run. Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch he could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good.
Here comes the manager out of the Blue Jays dugout, and he will make a move to the pen. Kevin Gausman makes way, and he was a tough nut to crack. Pretty stingy from start to finish. Back with the new arm after a quick break. So they turn things over to the righty, Yimi Garcia. And he'll feature a hard slider to work off his fastball.
Yimi Garcia.
So a man aboard. So next to hit for Texas, Brad Miller. Next pitch off the plate, and it's 2-1. Rodriguez, the base runner at first with one out. Next pitch misses inside, and that's ball 3. Lifted in the air out to left. Carter settles underneath it, hauls it in, and there's 2 away.
Now batting, the center fielder, Adolis.
Man at first. Next up for Texas, Adolis Garcia. He's 0 for 1. Next offering is down low. Swings and misses. Good job at damage control right there. So they pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. Midway in inning number 7, and it's time to stretch. It's the Blue Jays 6 and the Rangers 1. Matt Bush taking over on the mound. Big deficit here, but he's still got a job to do.
Oh, he's having an excellent season so far. ERA is under 2. A lot of flexibility coming out of the bullpen.
Back now in Toronto, bottom of the 7th, and now for the Jays, Bo Bichette. The next pitch misses, and that's ball 3. Some activity in the bullpen for Texas. A left-hander appears to be getting ready. Grounded to low. He'll do it himself, and 1 away in the bottom of the 7th.
Up next for the Blue Jays, the third baseman, Paul Molitor.
Here's the third baseman, Paul Molitor, 1 for 3. Singy, he's a guy that covers both sides of the plate about as well as anyone in the sport. How difficult is that to do?
Well, just look at the back of my bubblegum card. You'll see how hard it is. These guys are great, man. They have the ability to look out there, but also to be able to turn on the inside pitch. Those that can really sharpen things on the outer half, those are the ones that become elite.
You got to be kidding me. Did you see that throw?
Not really, Boog. I mean, it happened in the blink of an eye, it seemed, but thankfully StatCast is here to help us out. I mean, you don't see many throws across the infield that get up into the 90s, so he really reached back for that one, and he had to get the out.
2 outs, base is empty. And next for Toronto, Santiago Espinal. Next offering upstairs. And a swing and a miss, and that'll do it. Down in order go the Blue Jays. They lead it, though, 6-1. Welcome back. Ready to begin the 8th. Here's the second baseman, Marcus Semien. Right-handed reliever. That misses, and it's 2-1. The pitch. That one fouled off, 2-2. And another ball. And a pitch. Good plate appearance there. Able to take the walk.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2 pitch, and I tell you what, he earned that walk.
Nick Solak stepping in for the Rangers. The pitch. And a foul ball. He stays alive.
Well, the leadoff man gets on. You want to minimize the threat by playing sound defense. Hopefully the pitcher can get a ball on the ground and they can roll him up for 2.
And a pitch. Next offering misses down and away. The pitch. Stays alive. And he deals. Out towards right center. That's well struck. Way back there. And it's off the wall. Throw comes in. Runner stopped. Second and third. Nobody out.
Gotta love the resiliency he showed in that at bat, battling with 2 strikes. Anytime you smoke a ball off the wall, you kind of think about what it could have been, but obviously you have to be happy with that result.
Michael Young stepping in for the Rangers. Next pitch misses. 2-1. And the righty deals. Foul ball there. And a pitch. And a foul ball. He stays alive. 2 runners in scoring position. Nobody out. Line drive. And out number 1 on the grab.
Up next for the Rangers, the first baseman, Nathaniel Lowe.
Nathaniel Lowe stepping in for the Rangers.
And this is a big opportunity for him to pick up his teammate right here.
And that one wrapped foul. Righty to the plate. This to third, and that's going to be a double, and it'll score 2. 1 run across. The throw into second. He's in safely at second as they score a pair on the play.
He smashed that ball the other way and kept it fair down the third baseline. Did an excellent job of just throwing the barrel at the ball, even though he was a little late on it.
Now it's Jordan Romano out of the bullpen. A runner on second to deal with. He'll do his best to keep him there. Nate Walker getting ready to hit. And that one in the air center field. And that is Springer. Squeezes it. And there's 2 down.
Up next for the Rangers, the right fielder, Nelson.
Here's a big power threat. Nelson Cruz.
Got to keep things airtight defensively right here. On your toes, ready to make a play. If you can get this to the 9th with a 3-run lead, it should be a W.
Pulls up and it drops for a hit. Low around third. He'll score easily, and it's now a 2-run game.
Well done. Narrows the deficit with the RBI there. Maybe a little out front of the pitch right there, but he squared it up pretty good, and he kept it inside the line. And just a really nice job on the other side by the defense to hold that to a long single.
2 outs, runner at first. And here's the catcher, Pudge Rodriguez. Righty delivers. Fouls one away, and now 3-2.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
At the belt and fires. Out into left center for a line drive base hit. Coming home. He will score. 6-5 back within a run.
Showed some really nice patience in that at bat. Worked himself into a good count. Everything was mechanically sound with that swing right there. I mean, that's pretty much what you're wanting to replicate with every rep you take. You want good balance, barrel directly to the baseball, and good long extension after contact out in front of home plate. Man, there are a lot of doubles in a swing like that. Now a huge at bat in this game coming up.
Tim Meza will take over here. He'll try to strand the runner at second. So runner at second, 2 down. Brad Miller now at the plate. That one lifted to left. Bangs off the wall. The throw to second. Not in time. He's safe as a run scores.
That's 2 consecutive extra base hits for these guys. A well-deserved double on a great swing. Got everything going on time. He stayed balanced and he squared it up about as well as you could possibly ask.
Adolis Garcia stepping in for the Rangers. On the ground to third. Gets it to first. And Garcia is out. Inning over, although plenty of damage done. So 5 runs in the inning as they bat around. Home half of inning number 8 straight ahead. And we're all even at 6 apiece. The left-hander on now, number 46. On to the bottom of the 8th. Here's some real power at the plate. Matt Meyer.
Now this guy, a player that if he gets on base has the ability to really be aggressive getting around the base paths.
On the ground, right side. Simeon, toss over to first. Leadoff man is out here in the 8th.
Now batting, first baseman,
Carlos Delgado next up for the Blue Jays.
He's a big, strong guy, can untie this game with one swing.
Next offering misses. Ball 2.
This is a very important inning here. After scoring all those runs, you want your pitcher to come out and just mow them down. The offense has worked hard. It's shut down inning time.
Way out front for strike 2.
He's trying to stay away from this lefty, knowing that a lot of left-handers like the ball down and in.
Swing and a miss, and he got him. That's the second out.
Typically that high fastball, if it's close to the top of the strike zone, a hitter he's prepared for it, can get to it. But that one just had that little jump at the end, which indicates there's a good spin rate on it, and it didn't decrease in velocity as that hitter's internal clock would expect it to, and that's why you see the swing and miss.
Digging in, Sean Green. The 1-1 is cut on and missed at a pitch upstairs. Two down, nobody on. Hit on the ground to the right side. And a base hit. And that keeps the inning going.
Well, that may end up being an at-bat we go back to later on when this game is over. He wasn't able to elevate it, but he put a great swing on it. Right on time, good balanced approach, and just blasted it through the infield.
Joe Carter, the next to hit. The 1-1. And a good eye there.
Good speed on the base pass. He handles the bat very well. I wouldn't be surprised if the skipper puts on some type of hit and run or run and hit.
Two 1 now. The 2-1 is high.
Really been able to slow down the game tonight with his at-bats, and the biggest one he's had so far, he doesn't look anxious at all.
And a 3-1 on the way. Slapped hard the other way, but foul.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
And now the lefty. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. That is the inning. Blue Jays held in check. Score remains tied, 6 apiece. Now a pinch hitter coming on for the Rangers. Charlie Culberson. He represents the go-ahead run. Out there to center. That one carrying. Turning and looking, and it's gone. All muscle to center field, and they lead it. It's 7-6.
It's so tough to come in as a pinch hitter and have success. I mean, you really have to keep yourself locked into the game and ready at any time. So it's always impressive to me when someone jumps in there and hits it out. It's a huge lift for your ball club as well.
And stepping in is the speedy Nick Solak. Here comes a pitch.
Okay, from here, he's got to treat this as a clean inning. Forget about the fact that his team is now down by a run.
And a pitch. Swings through that one.
This guy's got such a good sinker. As a hitter, you've got to look up in the zone. If you look down, you're going to be chasing stuff in the dirt.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And there's one down.
Tell you what, those are the types of guys pitchers really like to punch out when they're on the mound, because if they get on, just the distraction that they create with all that speed over on the base pass, it could take away your focus from the next hitter, and that's the last thing you want to do is serve up a pitch that a guy hits over the fence, and it's a multi-run home run.
So the lineup flips over. Next, it'll be the Texas DH, Michael Young. Kicks and deals. Fouls one off. 2-2. One-run game here in the top of the ninth. And that chance handled. Throws to first. He's out.
Now batting, the first baseman, Nathaniel Lowe.
2 outs, base is empty. Nathaniel Lowe stepping in for the Rangers. The 1-1. That one missed.
That's the ball.
Popped up first base side. Delgado has a beat on it. He's got it, and that'll end the inning. Rangers pick up a run here on the solo home run. It's now a 7-6 ball game. So remaining in the game defensively, Charlie Culverson. He entered the game to pinch hit and now man second base. Paul Lee gets handed the rock out of the pen, and he's coming at you with a knuckleball.
Number 15, Paul Lee.
Back here at Rogers Center, all set for the bottom of the ninth. And now the center fielder, George Springer. One-run game, bottom 9.
These home fans, they are making a lot of noise, putting pressure on that pitcher out there.
In the air, center field. Garcia under it. And there's one down.
Now back, the designated hitter, Vladimir.
So now the DH spot, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And there's no doubt that they'll feed off the energy from this crowd, right?
I mean, yeah, I'd say the intensity level has gone up a few notches for sure.
The pitch. On the ground to the left. Whips it across. Now only one out remaining.
The batter, number 11, shortstop,
So up next for Toronto, Bo Bichette.
So you got the number 9 hole hitter right here, looking to do whatever he can to get on base, turn this lineup over so the best hitters in this lineup have a chance to tie up the ball game or maybe even walk it off.
Come back to the mound. Throw to first in time, and this one is over. The Rangers have won 4 in a row.
You know, even when these guys were trailing by 6, it seemed like they had confidence that they could get back in this ball game. I don't know if they knew they could win it in this fashion, but they did an excellent job of executing in the little ways. They grinded it out and came away with a nice W.
One-run game here today. Your final score, 7-6. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.
The final line score for our ball game tonight. For the victorious Rangers, 7 runs on 9 hits. No errors. They left 5 men on base. For the Blue Jays, 6 runs, 8 hits. 1 error. They left 3 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 38 minutes. Thank you for joining us here tonight. And we remind you to please drive home safely.
We move.